Back again with another one.
Another one.
Welcome to my world.
Welcome to my world. It's Bigg Vic TV.
Welcome to my world. It's my world.
Give me a thumbs up just for this intro. What is up, guys? It's your man Bigg Vic, and I'm back in the building with a new video. So check this out. Y'all have heard me say this before, right? It's not what you use as a DAW. It's how you use it, right? It's how we use the DAWs that we currently have on our computers. So if you learn your DAW and master your DAW, you should be able to get pure greatness out of that system, right? But a lot of times we like to dibble and dabble and check out other DAWs. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you may find a certain flow that works for you. So I'm in Reason 11 Suite version. And, you know, I'm sitting here working on a track, and I'm just saying to myself, like, Reason is really different from a lot of other DAWs that are out. And most of us understand this, that use Reason, you know, because I don't think I can name a DAW that allows you to just flip over your rack and just route things as if you were in a real live studio situation with rack units, you know, just to kind of plug and play and just make some craziness out of the racks that we have access to in Reason, you know. So I will give Reason Studios a big thumbs up for that. That's what really attracted me to Reason in the very beginning, you know, when I first started using the software, being able to flip it over and just kind of configure things to where I need them to be at. I'm in Reason 11, and I pulled up these Club drums. I wanted to try the Club drums out. I had access to it, but I never really messed around with them. I think I went through some of the instruments, and I never even flipped the rack over when I sampled some of the instruments in there, but I did today. And Club drums, I like it. Not only do I like this machine, this rack unit, I noticed I'm able to separate my outputs on the back of it, you know, when I flip the rack over, which is a big plus for me, because the first thing I started looking for was, okay, how can I route my instruments to separate channels like I love to do in my redrum? And it's pretty simple, you know. I can flip the rack over and I just put my instruments that I'm using on separate mix channels, which is always a plus for me, especially for mixing. So I'm going to show you guys a bit of my process here with this track I started putting together. I laid down some vocals, I laid down a hook. Well, I've laid down a verse and I laid down a hook, and I want you guys to, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just walk you through this track, man. I'm gonna go ahead and play the track. We're not even gonna bring bits and pieces in. We're gonna go get straight right into this one, let you hear it, and let you hear kind of what I did. Now, so for this particular mix, this mix is not a mix that I would use for mastering the track or even bringing up my loudness. So this is not one of those types of mixes. This mix is more so a mix for me to basically use for my own playback listening pleasure. You know what I'm saying? So it's good enough for you to put in a vehicle or ride to and things like that. So, you know, I didn't feel like I needed to bring up the loudness for this session right here, but I would do a separate video on what I would do. I think you guys, I have a video up like that. So if you would want me to play this one back or redo a video doing what I would do to get this ready for either mastering or mixing it to bring volumes up, gain staging, excuse me. So that would be more of a gain staging type of setup that I would do, and I have a video on that. I think I'll drop that somewhere up here. You guys can check out that gain staging video as far as mixing goes. So let's play this track, man. I always start rambling and start talking. So let's play this track back. Here we go. Sexy, let me put you on. I feel strong about you because you got mad smarts like Doogie Howser. Fresh like summer flowers in the park. Romantic talks, moonlight walks in the dark. See, I don't ever wanna see you cry, so erase those thoughts of other guys on standby. Some say I got my hands tied, but that's a damn lie. Two heads are better than one, let's build a franchise. Your eyes speak 1,000 words, while mine massage your curves. Your voice sings sweet songs like mockingbirds. I'm cock blocking all herbs to try and get ya. Girl, bet I could paint the perfect picture.
We deserve to find a thing, yeah. Work hard, play hard, bada bing. This ain't just a song to sing, yeah. I'll be the king to the queen, not me. We deserve to find a thing, yeah. Work hard, play hard, bada bing. This ain't just a song to sing, yeah. I'll be the king to the queen, not me.
All right. So as you can see, it's not what you use, it's how you use it. It's how you leverage your current DAW that you use. So let's break this thing down real quick. Just kind of show you guys some of the things that I did. I didn't even add, I put the looperator in there, but I didn't activate it. I was just trying a few things out. So let's start off with this Bacardi kit that's in the club drums. First and foremost, I flip my rack around and I separated my drum sounds. I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only use 5 instruments in club drums. And that was this here. So those were the club drums I used for this, as well as I pulled up trophies and I found me a nice, what did I use in here? R&B guitar. Let's let that play. Something subtle. So I added that little something in there, and I used 2 instances of auto theory because I wanted to, let's close this out. I used 2 instances of auto theory because one of those instruments it was a low version here. Let's bring them up. Let's bring the other one up. And as you can see for the verse, I like to filter some of that out just to kind of bring down the tone so that my vocals can sit on top of the melody. So that's what I did for my vocal, for my verse part. As if you look here, you can see I did an automation on my filters for both auto theories, just for my leading verse lines. And I pulled out the bass guitar in the subtractor. So I pulled that out, and we also used, what did we use? I pulled up Heat Up 3 because I was looking for something else to lay for I needed something subtle to go for my chorus line. And I added this Meltdown. Well, I added a lead in here called Never Settle. What I usually like to do is I like to have my instruments talking to each other. So one instrument may say something, then another instrument will come back and be like, hello, what did you just say? Yeah, so that's what I usually like to do with my instruments, especially when I'm creating a track. You know, I don't always like to have everything piled up on top of each other, so I like to kind of leave a little space for instruments to kind of communicate with each other. Like, I think that's the best way for me to explain that. And then I added a piece out of Arcade. I found just a little quick little voice chop in Arcade. That's where you hear this sound come in right here. It just added that extra, just a nice little extra flair to it, you know. All right, so of course my verse. Let's show you how I process this vocal here. Let me break that vocal processing down. My vocal chain. Sexy, let me put you on. I feel strong about you because you got mad smarts like Doogie Howser. Fresh like summer flowers in the park. Romantic talks, moonlight walks in the dark. See, I don't ever want to see you cry, so erase those thoughts of other guys on standby. Some say I got my hands tied, but that's a damn lie. Two heads are better than one. Let's build a franchise. So for my vocal chain, I added. Okay. First thing I led with was Nectar. Nectar 3 elements. So in Nectar, of course, I let it kind of figure out what it needed to do as far as de-essence, some more clarity, the dynamics, the tone, and the space. Let's play up just a piece of it without. I'm going to bypass Nectar and let you hear the difference. Romantic talks, moonlight walks in the dark. See, I don't ever want to see you cry, so erase those thoughts of. Okay, that's the wrong one. Let's get the right one. Let's get the right one. It's this one. So let's do a A/B test here. Smarts like Doogie Howser, fresh like summer flowers in the park. Romantic talks, moonlight. Big difference. To say I got Nectar elements for free is doing a great job as far as processing my vocals. Let's bring it back. He walks in the dark. See, I don't ever want to see you cry, so erase those thoughts of other guys on standby. Some say I got my hands tied, but that's a damn lie. Two heads are better than one. Let's build a franchise. Your eyes speak 1,000 words while mine size your curves. Your voice sings sweet songs like Mockingbird. So it put this nice sheen on my vocals that I like, because it sounded a little more, I don't know, monotone to me. But that was pretty much the processing. And then let's go up here on that channel. I used my preamp over here, my AS preamp, Nomad AS preamp. Love that. Analog Studio preamp. And also I have on there the Valhalla Vintage Verb. And I believe this is the one I used. And now vocal width. Moonlight walks in the dark. See, I don't ever want to see you cry, so erase those thoughts of other guys on standby. Some say I got my hands tied, but that's a damn lie. So that combination you got the vocal sounding nice and crispy. And that process was pretty much the same for even my chorus vocals. Only thing additional I added as far as the chorus was on this lead here.
Try to find the things, yeah. Work hard, play hard, bada bing. This ain't just a song to sing. I be the king to the queen, I mean.
So I used Nectar on here. The only thing I added on this particular vocal was quartet chorus ensemble, and I used this FFT size 3. And I believe I moved the frequency. I played with the frequency right here to see what I liked. And pretty much the same process I did for my lead vocal. For my main verse, I did the same thing for these here.
We deserve to find the things, yeah. Work hard, play hard, bada bing. This ain't just a song to sing, yeah. I be the king to the queen, I mean.
And I think I added just a little echo on this 6, on my audio track 6, the higher background vocal. And that pretty much was the process for this track right here. And it came out pretty clean, man. I mean, I love what it sounds like coming through this SSL board, man. That's one of the reasons why I love Reason. But the vocals, man, vocals came out sounding sweet. I like that chain that I used. A lot of times I like to experiment with different vocal chains just to see what sounds better. And I'm thinking like this one right here is I'm gonna save as a template because I like what it sounds like. Of course, I always use my default mastering suite. You know, when it comes to the mastering side of things, it just gives me a sound that I'm used to hearing. And when I play it in a vehicle, it is always knocking. So I slept on. Side note, I slept on this these club drums. I kind of slept on this one right here, but I'm gonna start pulling this up more and using it and seeing, you know, kind of messing around with it. This is the track. I'm gonna play the track one more time so you guys kind of understand the processing I did for it. And let's bring it back. Let's bring it back one more time from the top.
Sexy, let me put you on, I feel strong about you because you got mad smarts like Doogie Howser. Fresh like summer flowers in the park, romantic talks, moonlight walks in the dark. See, I don't ever wanna see you cry, so erase those thoughts of other guys on standby. Some say I got my hands tied, but that's a damn lie. 2 heads are better than one, let's build a franchise. Your eyes speak 1,000 words, while mine massage your curves. Your voice sings sweet songs like mockingbirds. I'm cock blocking all herbs to try and get ya. Girl, bet I could paint the perfect picture. We deserve to find the things, yeah. Work hard, play hard, bada bing. This ain't just a song to sing, yeah. I'll be the king to the queen, I mean. We deserve to find the things, yeah. Work hard, play hard, bada bing. This ain't just a song to sing, yeah. I'll be the king to the queen, I mean.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the track. If you did, drop the comments below. I think I may need to finish this track right here. I'm kind of feeling this joint right here. So, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this joint. Drop them comments, man. Let me know what you think. It's not what we use, it's how we use it. Regardless of whatever DAW you're using. If you banging out bangers, if you cooking up bangers in whatever DAW you're using, man, use that DAW. If you're using 2 DAWs, however you got it, whatever your mixture is, if you're cooking up some goodness in it, man, keep cooking up the goodness. At the end of the day, if you create a banger, nobody, the consumers, at the end of the day, the people that are making the buying, purchasing, they're never gonna ask you, what did you make that in, unless it's a producer. Take that little nugget right there. Man, hope y'all enjoyed this, man. It's your man, Bigg Vic. Always hustle. Never stop growing. Make sure you thumbs up this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. All right? Peace. Strong about you because you got mad smarts like Doogie Howser. Fresh like summer flowers in the park. Romantic talks, moonlight walks in the dark. See, I don't ever wanna see you cry, so erase those thoughts of other guys on standby. Some say I got my hands tied, but that's a damn lie. Two heads are better than one. Let's build a franchise.